Yeah, gutty win. It was a really good football team we beat. Really proud of our team. Our team stuck together, fought hard together, didn't give up. Took the lead in the fourth, gave it back. Had several loss of momentum opportunities, and we just kept fighting. And that's the type of game that we need as a team and an organization. And couldn't be any prouder of Harrison Mevis. 61-yard field goal. They had the right to choose the win in the third quarter, and they went with it. And I told Eric before, I said in the fourth quarter, we're going to hit a winner with our field goal. I didn't realize it'd be 61. But without the win, I'm not sure if that happens. And so, it was a lot of fun. We would have got to re-kick it. They had 2 number 8s on the field. That's what the flag was. But really proud of Brady Cook. What a gutsy win. What a gutsy performance. Knee sprain in the second quarter. Plays his butt off. Limited in what he could do, running the ball, which was his biggest weapon in the first half, and still came out and used his arm to throw the ball down the field. Did a great job. Thought Kirby had some really good play calls and designs. Had a few critical mistakes that we'll take off the tape. Totally 100% on me. I knew he had spiked it, did not realize that. Or I was talking to Eric about having to cover, and Blake about having to cover. Did not realize that we were huddled up on the sideline. So completely boneheaded, but sometimes the players bail you out, and that's what they did there. And we'll learn from it and move on. Really proud of the defense. I thought they harassed the quarterback all day. I thought they stuffed the run all day, and they give you a lot of diversity on offense. And so for us to play as clean a game as we did, and the first touchdown of the game was a fluke play. So really proud of our defense and the way they held up. So with that, I'll open it up for questions. Hey, Dennis.
Hey,
how are you?
Congratulations.
Good to see you. Long time no see. Where you been?
Alabama last week.
Well, welcome. I hope you enjoyed it.
Why kind of lost the momentum after the delay? What was the thought process of we're going, or what?
Which part? I'm sorry, on
After
the field goal?
The delay to push the ball back 5 yards.
Yeah, well, we knew we were going to try to throw a 5-yard out right there to get the yardage back, and got tipped, and we knew we were going to kick it. So we knew we were going to kick it.
Why did you know you were going to kick it?
Because we had told ourselves if we got to the 40 that we felt like Harrison could make it, and we got ourselves a 38, so then we took the penalty to make it more dramatic. This is all for TV, anyway. It's in the script. Yeah.
What does he do in practice? I mean, just
makes him mad when he misses kicks.
So how long have you seen him in practice?
How long?
Yeah.
That's his longest kick I've ever seen.
Wow, okay. Longest in SEC history.
That's why I got a game ball.
Eli, I know you kind of singled out both guys in your opening comments, but just some of what Brady and Harrison have been through the last year and a half. How gratifying is it for those to be the guys that kind of deliver this?
Redemption's a beautiful thing, and hopefully it will quiet the noise and get people to be pushing in one direction, to be quite honest. I'm going to say it pissed me off when we booed our starting quarterback to start the game. That pissed me off. He went out there and played his butt off for this university and this team. They need to get behind him. We need to get behind the young man. You want to boo me, fine. You don't boo the starting quarterback. It's bull crap. I'll say it again. Should never happen. Harrison Mevis, he's tough as nails, does everything the right way. Game on line, he makes it. Beautiful. And that's redemption. But that really bothered me, and I'm so glad he played so well. Played so well.
Coach, have you ever seen Brady Cook play this well? He said he had 9 plays.
Yeah, guys, in practice all the time. In practice. That's why he's the starting quarterback. Like, why are we still asking questions to defend Brady Cook right now? The dude's a good football player. He's a really good football player. Quit asking me about it.
Coach, what does a win like this does for the team moving forward?
Thank you. You know what it does for our team? It rallies them, man. It rallies them. you have to have belief in each other that when the game's on the line, you're going to make plays for each other. And golly, both sides of the ball, they were coming off sides of the ball. Defense went 3 and out. The offense was over there. Saw Hop walk by and tap Brady on the butt, and I knew it, man. They believe in each other. They believe in each other. They ignore all the noise on the outside. They believe in each other. That's a locker room that's celebrating and believing in each other. And it was awesome. It was absolutely awesome. And so fired up, you know, for these guys. I'm fired up for our fans, you know, because our fans storming the field deserve that. You know, I get done, I walk in, I see it on the TV, man. The gold on that field was beautiful. It was so awesome. It was so awesome to see. I know our fans have been waiting a long time. Sold it out for us today. And our team never gave up, man. They fought their butt off. I mean, we were horrible on third down, 3 for 13. Had so many missed opportunities in the first half. Came out, played awful in the third quarter. But man, we didn't give up. We didn't give up. We kept fighting. And I can't be any prouder of our coaching staff and our players for finding a way to get that win.
Coach, when you said about Brady before the game, did
Yeah.
that motivate him at the start of the game?
I hope he didn't hear it. I hope he didn't hear it. I hope he didn't hear it.
Coach,
what did you kind of think of the play calling and everything like that, especially after the first few games, you were able to kind of connect with some of those bigger explosive plays?
Yeah, I thought we got into a rhythm early. I thought we were very aggressive in attacking. And, you know, I think the second, third quarter was a little bit different because so much of our game plan was quarterback run option driven. You know, in the first play of the third quarter, we had kind of that split zone flat concept. The quarterback really didn't trust his knee and ended up being a negative yardage play. You know, that kind of was like, all right, we gotta figure out what he can do. And he just sat back in the pocket, delivering dimes. So pretty cool.
What did you like about Brady's ability to kind of find different receivers? Who kind of
Yeah, I mean, golly, Luther was unbelievable. We actually were throwing a double move there and came back to his check down because he was getting pressure. Obviously, Lou made the rest happen. Theo Weiss, you know, 6 catches, 72 yards. Mookie, 4 catches, 79. Brett had a heck of a catch. You know, I was so proud of Kai Miller. When he got hurt, he put his finger on the helmet and it bent it all the way back. He had 11 stitches in the forearm of his finger. Okay, I mean, it was completely ripped and it was puffy. He actually had one pop out in the first half. Okay, and he played the entire game. He caught passes for the first time on Friday, but the dude refused. I mean, on Sunday, he said, "Coach, I'm playing." I said, "Man, yeah, I'm playing. And that's the toughness and belief that our team has in each other. So really, really proud of him.
can you give us a peek at the kind of the defensive approach going in? It looked like Blake was bringing a lot of different blitzes, and even kind of the last play that got you guys the ball back, you know, some guys drop out and Dalen comes in and forces the early throw.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think we ever have to worry about Blake bringing blitzes to it. I mean, I can't say enough about how good of a defensive coordinator Coach Baker is. He's such a great leader. Those guys believe in him and the staff, and he does a great job of coming up with different, unique ways to attack a quarterback. You know, he got him off his spot several times, which was critical in the second half. You know, they got into a little bit of rhythm. He never panics. He yells, but he never panics, and so he does a really good job. And you know, Dalen Carnell's playing at a high level for us. We've got a lot of flexibility with our defensive backs, which was really fun.
Eli, how did you kind of see Brady's athleticism kind of play into his game, especially early in the game there? And how did it help
Yeah, I mean, in the first, I think the first two plays of the game were quarterback runs, and then obviously biggest call of the game was the 4th and goal that you know, Coach Moore had dialed up. Great play call there, and did an excellent job. And then, you know, they had kind of captured the momentum, and you know, we go 2 deep balls in a row to get it back. Obviously, we didn't convert on 3rd down, especially in the red zone. But take the field goal and end up, obviously that's the difference in the game.
We understand this game, Kansas State's offensive and defensive lines were talked about, well documented a lot. How do you think your units held up to their physicality up front?
Yeah, I mean, I'll have to watch the tape. I thought for sure on the offensive line, I thought our offensive line, we did fine. The one pressure right after half, the sack was, we had a sack where we got beat on a 3-man rush, and we just had a total blew it where the Mike linebacker ran through me. It should have been picked up by the guard. So, but other than that, I didn't really feel like we had a lot of pressure.
We know by now Brady not going to come out of a game unless you drag him out of a game, but How much concern was there at halftime about the injury? Did it impact the third quarter at all, do you think?
Yeah, I think it impacted the third quarter a lot because we were trying to figure out what we could do, what was based on the call sheet. You know, I watched him, I called him over and I said, look, I know you're never gonna come out of the game, but if you can't help us win, you gotta tell me. And he said he was good, we had Sam ready, but, you know, we just knew we couldn't call a couple of things that we had to get us out of some second and longs and just had to end up throwing the ball instead.
Like Kobe's run that set up the Luther team kind of snapped you guys out of that lull a little bit with Brady being a little more limited. It seemed like
yeah, I mean, I thought that was a big time run right there. Obviously, Cody delivers in big moments too, and that was really on the quarterback. We were really trying to pull it and throw it back out to the flat like we had done earlier, but Ian got up the field. We handed it off. Obviously, Cody did the rest. Yeah, it was really a big time read because you know we'd kind of screwed that up earlier. So yeah.
Everybody's had the same circle for lots of reasons since last year. What do you think it says about 1 year's time from the game you guys played against Kansas State last year?
You know, I don't want to look too much into it, right? There's still a lot of season left to play, and there's a lot of things that we have to clean up to get better. But I think it can point to improvement, right? It points to improvement. You know, I was talking to Coach Kleiman before the game, and I think both of us felt like we were better football teams than we were at this point last year, and I think it showed in the game. And so we beat a quality football team that's used to winning. I mean, they're used to winning those games. And so for us to find a way was really big.
You know, I hear that he missed six field goals last year. Was there anything profound about his exit and every game of last season? That you told him?
The sprain, how does that kind of affect, you know, throwing? Was there a point in the second half where he's just kind of like, I think he's going to go to judging presentation for a second?
Again, coming out of halftime, I'm sure y'all were watching, he kept warming up. It looked like his foot was kind of soft up, his knee was kind of soft underneath him, so I was asking him, but again, I trust the young man. If there was anything on the game that I thought, okay, well, we can't do it, then I would have taken him out, but he was throwing the ball really well, and wasn't putting it in jeopardy. Like, I mean, I could be wrong here, but I didn't see a ball get tipped where like, oh my gosh, this is going to be a bad read. Like the dude was dialed in, and I mean, he can throw the ball.
Eli, there were several players who obviously left the field with injury at certain times.
Yeah.
What did you kind of think of your team's depth in those positions to come in and kind of make an impact?
I think that shows a whole lot of improvement for us as a football program where, you know, Marcellus can go down, Cam can come in, X goes down, EJ can come in. In the back end, you know, E was banged up all week. You know, Drayden Norwood and Marcus Clark get to play. You know, we rotate a ton of safeties. Our D-line rotates a ton. So, you know, Tristan Newsom gets in the game. It's great to have Chuck and Chad going. So, you know, I think there's depth. Obviously, Mekhi Miller, we were worried about. And how about Speedy getting in there and making a big-time catch, contested catch, Marquise. That was awesome. So,
Imagine redemption would taste this week.
tastes like Diet Coke right now.
Were you guys, is it safe to say you guys were holding back the offense, some of the razzle dazzle a little bit the first two games for this one?
Write what you want to write.
Can you?
It's chess, not checker shooting.
Okay. What do you think this does for excitement, attendance to your next game?
If we're gonna go to the zoo, or if we're gonna go to the zoo better show up. All right. I mean, that's all I'm gonna say about it. I've heard so much about that city. I love the city. I love going there. I love recruiting there. But if we're gonna take a home game from Faroe that was sold out today to St. Louis, it's got to show up. It's got to show up, and we need all the fans there. And we got a quality opponent. I think they're 3-0 too. Won a big game on Thursday night, so it needs to be a big time atmosphere, and we need our fans to rock and roll with us.
Coach,
If I ask you if this is program changing or program affirming, where do you go with it? Or need?
For me personally, it's affirming of the process. You know, it's a process to build something that's going to last the way we want to. It's a process to recruit great players and get them in here. It's a process to infuse transfers into your culture. It's a process to believe in each other and win close games. So I think it just affirms that what Coach Russell preaches in the weight room, fist, faster, stronger, tougher, and you in the fourth quarter matters. I think those things just affirm the things that we've been preaching, and you just gotta keep believing. Sometimes it's not always as fast as everybody wants it to be, or I want it to be, but I think this is a step in the right direction and affirms the things that we believe in. We'll come back to work on tomorrow and get to correcting a lot of mistakes.
Coach, with the second half, the last couple of performances, not what you wanted to see in the second half, but today it was. What was it about the second half, as opposed to the last couple of games, that you guys were just making the right plays at the right time?
Yeah, I mean, in the second half of last game, we scored on 2 straight possessions. We just missed the opportunity to score in the fourth quarter, and so while everybody else was making it a lot to be out, or to be out to a lot, when you go back and watch the game, you see, okay, we got missed opportunity here. You know, we got to convert that 3rd and 1. Our defense needs to get a stop right there. We just got to play better together. And at the end of the game, the result was a win, right? And my team today had shown that they played in a tight game before, and that's what games are all about, to use your past experiences. So I think us playing a tight game versus MTSU last week directly impacted our success in this game. I really do. And so I'm thankful that it played out that way, and I'm really glad that it worked.
No more apologies, Coach.
It's all
How did
good.
the team in offense do today?
Well, we got game-winning field goal, so that was pretty good. You know, we were trying to be smart. He had 2 timeouts there, so you know we wanted to not put ourselves in a position that they could call timeout and get the ball back and have a shot to either throw the ball in the end zone. So once we got the first down, I told Kirby to get into tempo, and then we got a couple of completions, used the timeout, used the spike. Obviously, we messed up that last part. We'll grow and learn from that. You know, before half, I knew we were getting the ball back to start the second half, and I knew Brady was dinged and wasn't sure what we could do there, so didn't want to put anything in jeopardy.
Eli,
You know, no turnovers difference in the game, right?
Eli, what'd you kind of like from Chris Abrams' strain and also Tyron Hopper kind of stepping up there on defense?
I don't think that's unusual for either one of those guys. They're elite players. I mean, I've seen Hopper whip us when he was in Florida, so it's good to see it on our side of the ball, you know, so.
As good as those players were, the defense they led up to, all 3 of the touchdowns the defense led up were on 3rd down in the red zone. What are some things that you guys can work on to avoid that and keep these field goals?
Yeah, I mean, got to get it fixed, but we also did force it. The rest of the field goals were forced on 3rd down, so we call them 4-point plays. Obviously, the first one's a fluke. I mean, we got the perfect coverage, perfect blitz. We defend it. We just, you know, we tip the ball up, and their guy happens to be running that direction. You know, the jump pass for a touchdown is poor eyes right there. I don't remember the other one, so we'll figure it out. We'll watch it on tape.
Anything else, Coach?
I'm hearing that this is the longest field goal in SEC history. I don't know if we can confirm. Yeah, okay.
Yes.
What is it about just make the moment better for you and Harrison in this program?
You know, number 1 core value for our team is always compete to do it better than it's ever been done before. And Harrison just did that. He competed to do it better than it's ever been done before, and that's remarkable. You know, we tried to, as a staff and a team, talk about things that we can achieve that maybe have never been done here before, so that, you know, you can leave your mark on the program and on the brotherhood, and Harrison did that, so kudos to him.
Thank you.
MIZ.